Hey everybody, welcome back again to another episode of the Helpful Home Inspector. Today we're here continuing a little series that we're talking about a seller's guide to surviving a home inspection. And if you have not already and you want to get one of these flyers, which kind of lays out the things that we're talking about here, gives you a little checklist to punch off as you're going through the process, put your email address down below and I'll be sure to send you off a digital copy of it. If you would like to get a snail mail copy of it, you can email us at thehelpfulhomeinspector@gmail.com. And that will allow you to put your address in there and we'll send you a snail mail version of this flyer, all right? Free of charge, no cost to you at all. Now, as far as sellers surviving a home inspection, the process can be very scary for a lot of you. And in the first episode that we talked about creating a positive environment for the inspection to occur, all right? If we can get everybody in a positive mood, the home inspector, the buyers, everybody, it's gonna go much more smoothly and it's probably gonna work in your favor financially to have everybody in more of a positive mood when it comes time for the home inspection. If you're there with a scowl on your face and you're crabbing at them and you're don't ding me on it, be nice on me, whatever, that's not going to help anything. You're only going to hurt yourself and create a negative environment in which people are already on edge, and that's not kind of what's going to help you in the long run. All right. So the first step that we went over in the last video, and if you haven't watched that video already, we'll have a link at the end. You can watch that. But create a positive environment for the home inspection. When the home inspector arrives, smile at them, greet them, leave the lights on in the house, put a ladder up by the scuttle hole, leave them a little thank you note, some bottles of water out or whatever. Any little thing that you can do to create a little bit more positive environment for them and for the home inspection to occur is in your favor, all right? So this next part that we're gonna talk about is a crucial piece of this process, okay? And that is getting a pre-listing inspection. A pre-listing inspection is you getting your home inspected before you've even listed it on the market, okay? So that you can get some information, so you can better be prepared for the home inspection, so you can make some repairs, all this kinds of, there's lots and lots of good reasons why you as a seller should get a pre-listing inspection done in your home. Yes, it's gonna cost you $300 or $400, something like that, okay? But the positive that's gonna come out of it is you're gonna make that back on the back end of this whole thing, and you just have to have the forethought to see that it's going to benefit you in the long run, all right? Both financially and moving on with your transaction and making the transaction go much smoother for you and everyone else involved. Pre-listing inspection will do all of those things, okay? The first thing we're going to talk about with a pre-listing inspection is when you get a pre-listing inspection done, the home inspector is going to inspect the home as if they were inspecting it for a buyer. They're going to do their inspection. They're going to do their job like they would do any other day, okay? And they're going to find absolutely everything they can out about that house, okay? You're probably going to find things out about that house that you are not aware of, okay? That happens every single day, all right? I've had people come in and say, oh man, you come into my house, you're not going to find a darn thing. Funny thing was, in a couple of weeks, the people that were buying his house called me up to do the inspection of it, and I had 30 things at his house that he wasn't aware of, and he thought his house was perfect, okay? No house is perfect. Your house is not perfect, okay? And the best thing that you can do is get this pre-listing inspection done so you find out a little bit more about what the condition actually is of your home and not be surprised after you get to the buyer's negotiation by things that you were not aware of before. So if you are negotiating with somebody and the negotiation goes well and you come up to a price where you're, yeah, okay, I'll take that for my house, okay? The buyer came up to their maximum dollar, you came down to your bottom dollar or whatever, and everybody's comfortable at that price. Oh, but now the home inspector needs to get into the house or whatever, and they're going to inspect the home. And now the buyers are going to be made aware of things that they were not made aware of before when they offered to purchase your home. And as a result, the odds are they're probably going to want to try to negotiate some things so that they don't bear the full cost of those things that they were not aware of, or these things may have devalued the home slightly and make it not as worth as much as what they thought it was when they originally offered on your home. So by knowing these things ahead of time, okay, you can plan for this negotiation, okay, and you can budget appropriately. So if you in a pre-listing inspection find out that, hey, my furnace is on the fritz, I may need to buy a new furnace, I need to leave a $5,000 buffer in my negotiation so that if the home inspector does come back, say the furnace needs to be replaced, and I, have to replace it in order to get these people to buy this house at whatever price you agree on, then you want to have that buffer in there. Where if you came down to your bottom dollar and you got to have enough money to buy your next house, $5,000 might put a big wrench in the works, you know? So knowing these things ahead of time can be really to your advantage, okay? So getting these things, getting a third party in there to put their eyes in the home and find out everything about that house is important, okay? Now, the second thing that this home inspection, this pre-listing inspection is gonna do is, as you found out about these things, okay, because there's nobody else involved in the transaction, you can fix these things at your leisure. You can fix them yourself. You can hire whoever you want. You don't have to provide lien waivers. You don't have to provide explanation. You don't have to document it at all. It's your home. You can just make fixes and make repairs as you deem necessary, okay? If we were doing the inspection and you did a bunch of repairs, you could show us that what the repairs were that you did, and we would take them out of the report, give you a new copy of the report without those elements in there because they were repaired, okay? And that is to your advantage, because as soon as the buyer gets involved and the home inspection occurs from the buyer's side, now anything that's discovered needs to be repaired by professionals. There needs to be lien waivers. There needs to be evidence that the repair was done properly. And that gets obviously more expensive and can be more of a pain in the butt. By taking care of these problems ahead of time, not only is there going to be less bad stuff for the home inspector to talk about, you're also going to be able to sell your house probably for a higher price because it doesn't have these problems, okay? It doesn't have issues that existed prior to you getting this pre-listing inspection done. So that is going to help you in many different ways, okay? By having the ability to make these repairs on your own and at your leisure for whoever you'd like to make the repairs, or if you want to try to make the repairs on your own. Once you have a buyer's inspection done and they find out that you have a leaking plumbing drain downstairs, guess what? You can't go fix it. Now you have to hire a plumber because it's part of the negotiating process, okay? Yes, you may be very capable of replacing the drain, but the buyers don't know that, and they're not going to trust you to make the repair. They're going to make sure that you have a qualified, licensed plumber come in and make those repairs. Where you can go to Home Depot and get the parts and replace the P-trap on your laundry tub all on your own for 15 bucks, okay? So you can see the value here, all right? So that is the second element that's a benefit to you as far as getting this pre-listing inspection done. The other thing what the pre-listing inspection does is it helps you keep a realistic perspective on your home, all right? Lots of times you've been living in that home for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, okay? And you may think that, oh yeah, I had the roof replaced not that long ago. It was, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Wrong. It was 10 years ago, and your roof could be much older than you remember it, because lots of times when you're living in a house, these years they fly by and the repairs, they get kind of forgotten when exactly you got them done. You may be a meticulous person, have a spreadsheet and have notes and have things written down. Hey, that's cool. But the average homeowner isn't like that. And the average homeowner, they think their water heater is on average about 5 to 6 years newer than what it actually is. So it's something to get that realistic perspective on your home so you know what you're selling. And you got to understand and understand what the condition of your home is, and be realistic about the condition of that home as it comes to valuation and what that home may be actually worth in the current marketplace. And lots of times people get stuck with, it's my house, it's a great place to live. This is somebody else coming in to look at it. So you have to look at it from kind of outside looking in, okay? If somebody was looking at your home, if you were going to look at a different house, okay, and the water heater was leaking, would it be a big deal to you? Heck yeah, it'd be a huge deal to you, okay? But as a homeowner, you may be like, oh, it's going right into the drain, it's not a big deal. It is. So it's still, these are really good, realistic, outlooks on your home that will give you good perspective when it comes to this transaction. The next thing we're going to talk about is when it comes to the buyers, when you get this pre-listing inspection done, if you provide the pre-listing inspection as a copy to the buyers may in some cases actually waive their home inspection contingency. It's an expense to them, and if you can show them that, hey, a certified master inspector came and inspected my home, and these are the things that they found, or hey, these are the things they found, these are some of the repairs that I did as a result of this, not only are you going to look more honest, you're going to look more transparent, okay, but it's also going to allow them to be disclosed to all of these things. So if you hand them a copy of that report and it says that the basement window is hardware is stuck shut and not operational, they can't come back and negotiate it for you later on down the run because you made them aware of it ahead of time. you know, and so the buyers are going to know this, okay? And if you've hired a good, reputable home inspector, they're going to be able to contact that home inspector and find out and ask questions about the home that was inspected and stuff. So it may really put them at ease and may encourage them to forego their own home inspection. Now, one of the things with this whole thing is you got to keep in mind that different home inspectors can have different opinions about things. They may have different areas of expertise. Some home inspectors may think that asbestos, insulation up in your attic is very alarming. Some may not. Everyone's going to see that a little bit differently and stuff. So by having a home inspection done by somebody else's inspection company may be a little bit of a roll of the dice as far as what they're going to find, and understand that home inspectors sometimes can see things differently through their different lenses. All right, but in general, they need to be things that are there. They're factual, okay? But sometimes they may have greater opinions about things than others. All right. Now, when it comes to this pre-listing inspection, okay, it's gonna be a potential for the buyers to, forego their own home inspection, but it's also gonna relieve some of their nervousness about purchasing the home. You will then appear to be more upfront and more transparent about what the condition is of the home. Lots of times in this industry, the sellers will try to hide things. They'll try to cover things up. They'll paint their basement walls to hide water stains. They'll do all kinds of things to their home to try to hide and disguise problems, and that's regretful, but it is something that happens regularly, and that may not be you. We understand that, but it's something that happens on a daily basis in our industry, and the more you can do to make yourself seem more honest and forthright as far as presenting the information that you're aware of about that house, the better. So leaving a list of things that you have done to the home, list of things that were improvements that you've done, maybe just saying, hey, there's this problem, and it happens twice a year. Being honest in that disclosure is very important. That real estate disclosure that you're going to fill out, if you fill that out accurately and completely, and you tell them absolutely everything that you know, anything you put in there, they can't come back and negotiate later on. If you put in there that, hey, I don't have any insulation in my attic and I'm not putting any insulation in my attic, then they can't come back later and say, hey, I want you to put insulation in your attic. That wouldn't be fair. They negotiated a price knowing that there was no insulation in the attic. You told them about it. Okay, so that disclosure is very important, and anything in that disclosure eliminates it essentially from later negotiating. All right. The next thing we have is it's going to help you better market your home. As far as marketing your home goes, if you can provide that pre-listing inspection, it's going to show the people that you're being upfront and forthright about what the condition is of the property, and will help them better to understand its true value. Lots of times when buyers are coming in, they're looking at the kitchen, and the bathrooms, and the bedrooms, and are there enough places for my kids to sleep? Lots of people don't go through the house looking to see how old their water heater is or what kind of condition the furnace is and things like that. But they're important pieces. So if you had your roof replaced or your water heater is brand new, you want to make sure to advertise that and let people know that those conditions are positive things that are going on in this home that you're not going to have to worry about, where you may have to worry about that at other places. So it's a good thing to help you market and make your home appear to be its true value and value it as you see it and as it actually is, because a lot of those things are big deals, and to have them updated and in great working order, great idea. The last thing we have is with the pre-listing inspection is the pre-listing inspection is going to be an element that is going to help you better prepare for the negotiating process, in that you know what the condition is of the home, and when it comes to negotiating your price and what your valuation is, and the people are going to try to come and offer you different values and things like that, you're going to know what's wrong, what's not wrong, and what's good about your house. Okay, and it's going to basically allow you to see those valuation elements through an impartial third party's eyes, that home inspector. Okay, the real estate agent will then also have a lot more information to better develop a market value for you, so that you have a high price as possible given the current market in your area. All right, so it's a really good thing to help through the negotiating process as well. But guys, getting a pre-listing inspection is a really great idea. It's a $300 investment, but in general, the pre-listing inspection is going to save you well more than that when it comes to completing this transaction. Okay, even just in allowing you to make your own repairs and not having to hire professionals, there's your $300 right there, let alone all the other benefits. So there's really very little reason to not get a pre-listing inspection. Okay, the only reason that I hear people don't want to get a pre-listing inspection is, well, if I'm not aware about it, I don't have to disclose it. that's not a very honest perspective to take, you know. You really want to try to just be honest and upfront. Hey, this is what I'm selling. This is the condition that it's in, you know. It's just like selling a car. Hey, I got this 87 Chevelle and it needs new tires and the engine's got a knock in it, you know. That's being honest, you know. Instead of shining it up and you know, lubing things up a little bit and putting it on the internet without showing any link to the tires at all or anything like that, this is not very honest. So be honest with your house. Be honest with not only the people that are looking to purchase your house, but be honest with yourself about your home. Your home is probably a great place to live, and you want to show that to people, okay? But you got to be honest about what you're looking at getting for your home, okay? And be realistic with what the general condition of the property is. And a pre-listing inspection is going to help you with that. Thanks again for tuning in, you guys. Remember, we got a couple of other episodes coming out about surviving that home inspection from a seller's perspective, and we'll have those up shortly here, but a lot of great information here. Thanks again for tuning in. Have a great day.